I'm Cath. Welcome to my YouTube channel made by Cath Craft. I'm here today to talk about my April 2020 fabric haul and sewing plans. I've got a little stash of fabrics I'd like to share with you. But before I start showing you my fabrics, I thought I might just answer a few questions about myself. I kind of inspired by a initiative run last year called hashtag so many questions, which I think went around on YouTube mostly, and it was run by the Specky Seamstress and the Camden Stitch. I'll put their details underneath, and it was just like a really nice way to find out a bit more about other sewists, and so I looked up the questions and I thought maybe in my next few vlogs I'd answer a few of them for me, just in case you wanted to find out. So the first question, which I thought was a good one to start with, was how and when did you start sewing? I started sewing in October, November 2018. I've always enjoyed crafty stuff, and I think particularly after my children were born, I've been wanting to have some projects I could do at home that are kind of easy to do in the evenings when they're sleeping upstairs, and that kind of keep me busy and not kind of just looking at my phone while watching the TV or something. So I started knitting initially, and then I randomly somehow managed to join the Sewing in the UK group on Facebook, and I saw all the lovely things people were making on there and thought I'd really like to give it a go. So I already had a sewing machine which I bought just for kind of little projects, like I'd made a couple of cushions and that sort of thing, but I thought I'd really start to give dressmaking a go. So my first project was a jersey dress. I think because I didn't really know what I was doing, I thought I'd just started with stretch fabrics and just kind of went from there. And I made it out of a jersey bedsheet just because I was a bit concerned that I might spoil some actual nice fabric, and then I've just got the bug and I've been sewing ever since. The next question is how much time do I spend sewing? Well, generally it's just in the evenings after the kids are in bed, or occasionally when my daughter's at preschool, or my daughter was at preschool, I do it in the day, but mostly it's just the evenings. And I just I don't have my own sewing area, it's just on the dining table in the kind of main family room. And so I have to kind of get it out every night and put it away every night, but I get used to that. It doesn't take too long, and actually it's quite nice to kind of be, my husband's in there, we watch TV together. He probably gets a bit bugged by the noise of the sewing machine, but he doesn't mind too much. So that's that question. The next one was what sewing machine do I use? I have a Pfaff Ambition 1.0. I'll put a picture up if I can of it. It's a great sewing machine. When I bought it, actually I wasn't sewing any clothes, and I was just going to look for, I had my granny's old sewing machine, which was a really old Toyota one, but the instruction manual had got lost, and I wasn't really sure about how to use it, and it was quite basic. So I went to have a little sort of speculative look at sewing machines with my mum in Reading, which is kind of the kind of nearest big town, and they have a sewing shop there, so I could try out a few. I just totally blew my budget when I saw this one. It was. I just thought it was great. It just works. It just makes sense to how to use it. It's got and it's got loads of useful features I found so useful for dressmaking. So although I felt really naughty at the time spending a fair bit of money on it, it's been so useful, and I haven't needed to upgrade, and I don't think I will need to upgrade because it just does everything I need it to. So that's a Pfaff Ambition 1.0. I think a lot of people on Instagram do have Pfaffs and love them too, so yeah, I definitely recommend checking them out if you are in the market for a new sewing machine. Who taught me to sew? I taught myself. My mum has sewn, so she's helped me every now and then with a few things where I've really got stuck, but she hasn't really ever sewn with knit fabrics, which is what I started with, so I kind of had to kind of just educate myself. I haven't done any classes, although I would quite like to do a class or two at some point, but I do find I'm not very good at following and like absorbing things if other people tell me how to do them. I kind of feel like I learn a lot better if I have to figure it out myself, which is why I quite like teaching myself, because then I think I'll absorb it better and be able to do it again. Anyway, that's a few questions answered about me, and now it's on to the fabrics. Okay, so my first fabric I've got on for my plans for April is this lovely rainbow striped fabric, which you might recognise as Tilly and the Buttons fabric. This is the second one of the Tilly and the Buttons fabrics I've got. I think it was made in collaboration with the Craft Cotton Company, and it's lovely quality jersey. And the first one I got was the black with the all sort pattern on it, which I've made into pyjamas, which I'll put a picture up of early this year. And this one I thought I'd get before it went out of stock, because I really think it's quite nice and pretty. And I'm going to make with this a one of my favourite tops, which is this top here. It's a Molly top by Sew Over It, and the Molly top comes it comes from this capsule wardrobe, city break wardrobe pattern sort of kind of ebook. which I bought when it's on special purely for the Molly top. I haven't made anything else from it, although I really should have a look at it at some point. And I love how you can play with the stripe matching on it, with the kind of stripes going one way on the collar and then the different way on the arms. So that's what I'm planning for this one. So I think that'll be like a really useful staple, and it's quite nice and bright. Because I noticed with it being a bit wintry and cold and maybe something a bit gloomy with the lockdown, I've gone for quite a lot of dark fabrics. So I thought that'll kind of brighten things up. And that was from Lubadoo Fabrics, I think. The next fabric is this lovely blue and grey. It's cotton, and quite a nice weighty cotton. With a little bit of sort of soft texture, and it comes from Material Girl Laura, who's so lovely, and so I always like buying from her. Yeah, I just thought I made a hinterland dress last month with sleeves for summer, but I also, when I kind of was making it, I really liked how it looked sleeveless as well. So what I thought I'd do with this one is make it into a sleeveless hinterland dress, into sort of more of a pinafore that I can layer over some tops for more of a kind of wintry look. So totally not seasonally appropriate now because it's suddenly gone really sunny, but you know, I'm sure there'll be a cold snap again before we get full summer, so I'm going to give that a go with this fabric. So it'll be more check matching, but it is quite nice and cosy fabric, and so I think that'll be quite nice. And I haven't got anything like that in my wardrobe, so yeah, pinafore dress with the hinterland pattern, and that's the hinterland pattern there, that one in the middle I'm planning to do. That's that one. The next fabric, which I've already actually cut up, so I've just got kind of the scraps here to show you, is this gorgeous, it's called a wicker knit fabric, and I'll show you the kind of texture. And that is a Mind the Maker fabric, and it's 100% cotton, but it's got stretch in because of the way it's been sort of knitted together, I guess. So yeah, it's not got any elastane or anything, but it's still got stretch. And I've cut that up to make a Bertha cardigan, my second Bertha cardigan. I made quite like a bright pink one before, you might remember from my last video, but this one I figure I mean, you can't really have too many navy cardigans, can you? So this one's kind of like designed to replace a couple of my old navy cardigans that are getting a bit tatty, and I just thought the texture was really pretty. So that I just need to sew up, and then I'll be putting that on Instagram and showing you later this month. But yeah, it's lovely Mind the Maker fabric, and it's really really wide, so you don't need a huge length of it because it's a bit more on the pricey side. And that was from Sew Me Sunshine. And I'll show you the picture of the cardigan as well. Just there we are. That's the cardigan, and that's that one. The next make is one I'm halfway through actually, using this red, quite bright star print jersey, which I think I got this over a year ago, and that was from Lubadoo Fabrics as well. So this one it has kind of been sitting in my pile, and I've been thinking I need to do something with it, but it is quite bright, and I thought I might make something Christmassy, but I thought, is it a little bit too Christmassy? And then last week the Sister Mintaka on Instagram, I'll put the details underneath, started this hashtag feeling so much better, which was basically just designed to kind of, you know, with everyone feeling a little bit down with the lockdown, being stuck inside, and you know, all the kind of awful things going on at the moment, to kind of designed to kind of sew and make yourself feel that little bit better. So I decided I was going to use this fabric because it is very jolly and happy. But so I started cutting out the Tabitha dress from the Tilly and the Buttons book, which the Bertha cardigan came from. But I wanted to make the dress, and it requires eyelets for the drawstring around the waist. You can do buttonholes, but I really wanted to do eyelets because I thought if it would last better, and also I've got the prim snaps, so I really wanted to have a go of using those. I really like using them. So I ordered some eyelets, but with the postal delays and everything at the moment, they didn't come in time for me to finish it for the Feeling So Much Better hashtag end date last Sunday, so it's kind of half finished, but I've got the eyelets now, so I'm going to finish that one. So I'm hoping it'll be quite jolly, and because it's a t-shirt dress, I can get away with quite like a fun bright print. So that's my plans for this one, and hopefully I won't look like I'm celebrating Christmas in summer, but I just thought it was quite jolly anyway. And I'll show you the Tabitha dress pattern in here. There we are. That is the lovely purple sewing cloud modelling it. I think she looks amazing. So that's my plans for that fabric there, and I'm just really pleased to use it because I always feel a bit bad when I've got fabric sitting around and I haven't used it and I can't think of what to do with it, and it just feels like a bit of a waste, so that's the plan. My next fabric, again, is one I've already started cutting out, which is this beautiful Atelier Brunette double gauze, and it's got little gold dots you can see on it. I've already used I think the the previous version of the double gauze, which I had a black with silver dots. Last year I made a chalk and notch fringe dress with that, and I just think it's lovely fabric. It's so comfortable and so cooling for summer, and it just sews nicely and it's really pretty. Yeah, I just love it. So this one I got from Guthrie Garney, and I only got one metre, and I'm planning to make a top with it, and I'm planning to make the fringe top. Only I'm planning to kind of change it a little bit. So I've got the fringe pattern. Hang on, I'm just going to go get the fringe pattern. Okay, I've got the fringe pattern now, and you can see this is what it looks like. So it's kind of like a sort of button-up top that sits fairly high, just below the bust, and then it kind of comes down, and you can either make a skirt or a sort of shorter version for a blouse, and it's kind of gathered here. So that's what I've kind of made when I've made the dress version. But for the top, I don't really want to gather it. So my plans are to sort of make my own pattern pieces that just sit here but don't gather. So if that makes sense, just because I think it might end up just looking a bit too poofy on me when it stops here. So I'm going to have a go of drafting my own pattern pieces. So I'll keep the top bit here the same, and then draft something different around here. And I've got 1 metre to play with, so I'm hoping I'll be able to fit it all in. I'd kind of forgotten how much fabric you need for the sleeves of this one. So yeah, I've kind of so hopefully that'll all come out okay, and I won't need any more fabric, and it'll work. So watch this space. So that's my little pattern hack plan for this month. What else do I have? I've also got another one from Lubedy Fabrics, this white spotty jersey. I would be grateful for any ideas on this one. I kind of initially bought it thinking I'd make a Freya top, but now it's getting a bit summery. I'm thinking, maybe I can make some pyjamas, like the Juno pyjamas. I've only got 1.5 metres, so it would need to be the shorts and t-shirt version. Then I thought also maybe a Tabitha t-shirt dress would be nice, so I've kind of been all over with this one. But I really like the fabric. And I think it's really cute. The kind of spots are all a little bit uneven. So if you have any ideas on what you think I should make, or if you like any of those options particularly, then do let me know. I realised there are 2 more fabrics that I wanted to talk about, and they haven't arrived because I think there are a lot of postal delays at the moment, so they haven't arrived yet. I'm going to put up pictures of them, and that's what I do have plans for. So the first one, which hopefully I can put a picture up now of, is another one I got from Material Girl Laura, and I got it in her remnant sale. So I think I've got just under 2 metres of it, which is this pink brushstrokes jersey. And I've seen this for a while, and I thought it was really cute. And when I saw a remnant of it just under 2 metres, I thought that's a perfect size to be able to do something fun with it. So I got that. So I'm looking forward to that arriving. My plans for that are, I've got 2 options, and I'm not sure what will fit on the fabric. I'll have to play around. Either the Caiello wrap dress, or the other option I might do is the Rusker knot dress. I've got the Rusker. The Rusker knot cut dress comes in the Breaking the Pattern book, and I got this for Christmas, and I've spent a lot of time looking through and admiring all the pictures, but I haven't actually made anything from it yet. So the Rusker knot dress is here, that one there, and then the Caiello wrap dress, I've got that one too. I'll just find it. Here's the Caiello wrap dress. So I would need to do a shorter version, but it needs quite a lot of fabric because of the sort of bat wings that come out and you tie around. So I'm not sure if that would actually fit on the fabric. So I think I'll have a little play with the fabric when it gets here and see what I can do with that. And then the final fabric, that again, it's another remnant, and this one was from Namazi Fabrics, is it's another Mind the Maker fabric, which I do think their fabrics are really pretty. And it's this one here, which I'm going to put up, which is a Gold Leo viscose twill. And again, it's one I've been eyeing up for a while. And I was thinking of making a skirt for summer with that one. But again, I'm going to have a little look at how much arrives. I think, again, it was just under 2 metres, and see what skirt patterns I've got and what I can match up with. So I'm hoping that'll be quite a nice make. But yeah, that's one that hopefully I'll be able to show you later this month. Yeah, so watch this space. So my final sewing project this month, which is kind of a collaboration with my son, is to make a little dress for this little dude, this little cat. Yeah, my son and daughter both have one of these cats, and I've kind of drafted up a little dress here because they're quite small, and I found lots of patterns online when I was looking for sort of Build-A-Bear sized teddies, but these guys are a little bit smaller, so I sort of drafted up this little dress in this kind of leftover jersey I had, and then my son and daughter have each picked some fabric to use to make their own outfits. I think I'll probably have to sew my daughter's up for her because she's a little bit little, but my son really enjoys having a go at the sewing machine. So my daughter's chosen the leftovers of this art gallery ice cream jersey, which I made a Caiello wrap dress in last year, and my son's chosen this very jazzy jersey, this leopard print rainbow coloured jersey. So I think the cat's going to look pretty cool. So they'll be here with me, hopefully, for my next video showing all my April makes. The other one thing I wanted to mention was what I'm wearing today, because I always like to find out what other people are wearing. So in case you want to know, I'm wearing, you might recognise it, it's a Stevie dress. It's got the tie at the back. Yeah, it's a dress version. I've made a little waist tie for it, but I couldn't find it this morning, and actually it's going to be quite warm, so it might be quite nice having it a bit cool like this. And it's made in Dashwood rayon, which was really tricky to sew until I discovered Microtex needles. This was last year, and then after that it was much easier, because those needles are super sharp, so they kind of stopped it from sort of snagging, which I was doing before on my standard needles. So that's what I'm wearing. Yeah, so that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back hopefully later in April to talk about what I've made, and I'm not sure how much I'll do, but hopefully a fair bit. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and yeah, thanks again. Bye.